Hello Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. My mic is on, that's good. Now, I know this is the ultra convenient time today of 5:15 in the evening here, which is 6:15 in the UK, but I'm having an early night and I felt like doing a stream. I had a lot of fun doing the stream with Kuvi yesterday. It's just nice reminiscing about old days on the shelf and memories of Terry Venables. Might do it again sometime. It's good to bring those things back into your brain, you know. Right now, I just thought I'd show you a couple of things on Twitter. That's all I'm really going to talk about, and then if there's anyone in the chat, I'll say hello. You know. Let me have a look here. Which I thought were quite weird, and one was now I didn't realise this, but apparently VAR wasn't working for the first 10 minutes of the Aston Villa game, and I just don't understand how that's possible. I might have to go and have a look at why that was the case. I mean, I didn't miss it, to be honest. I don't know if you did. Aston Villa VAR. VA breaks down. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. Daily Mirror. Quality UK tabloid. Okay, match officials for the... Let's have a look here. So Brian Hill might have been elbowed in the face before VAR was up and working again. Might, I don't know. Except cookies, yeah, all right. Give my privacy away. Wow. Yeah, well, I don't know if that was... I mean, what would they... You don't VAR for yellow cards, do you? It's just red cards. So, I don't know if that's a big deal, but it's interesting that, you know, if that's how things... So what they're saying is it's okay to have part of a match refereed under different circumstances than the rest of the game. It's a bit of an odd one now. I don't get it. Oh, yeah, Spurs in India. There was I've had a commenter, can't remember the name, sorry, who was going to do this and meet Ozzy Ardiles and Ledley King, I think it was, and there was someone else's on Jacob's chat, so just want to have a look at the photos. I haven't seen them yet. This is pretty cool, though. There they are. India Spurs, nice one, man. I mean, you know... If you told people back in 1802 or, you know, maybe 1901 after we won the first FA Cup that we won, that, you know, you'll have a fan club in India and, you know, fan clubs all over the world. It's amazing. There they are. Look at them. Look at them. Ah, Aussie. Good old Aussie, man. And Ledley, one of our finest defenders I've ever seen. Finest defender I've seen in a Spurs shirt. Like, he could nick the ball off someone. He was like Bobby Moore when he was doing his thing. Wow. There they all are. Look at that. FA Cup final 91. He knows his business. Oh, there's only 3 photos. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well, and the last one was something funny that Jacob had on this morning, and I thought I'd play it. It's what Ange thinks of VAR. Hang on, let's pause that. So as the decision's coming in here. Wow, he's in it. Old Ange is in it. Oh, he hates VAR. Love it. Love it. Well, you know, it was interesting. I read also an article by Ali Gold today, and I'll tell you what, he earns his money because it was a long old article, really quite an in-depth review of the Aston Villa game. And, let's bring me back, you know, back here. There we go. In-depth review of the Aston Villa game. And he said something interesting, because I saw he had a YouTube video out today as well. And the headline of it was, like, Ange Postecoglou sends a message to the board about transfers. And I scanned through his video to find out where it was, and I couldn't pick it out. And then I read the article, and there was a little comment he made, and it wasn't quite as explicit as I thought it might be, but it was the fact that he picked 2 goalkeepers on the bench. That was it. And I mean, when you look at the numbers we had available, we had 11, 12 players out. I mean, it is weird putting 2 goalkeepers on the bench, unless you're like, you know, Arsenal. They probably, you know, they like having a lot of goalkeepers. Not that Arteta's a fraud or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know if I saw that as sending a message, but I don't know. Maybe it was. But bit by bit, we're going to start having players coming back now. Next game, Yves Bissouma will be back. Hopefully, Papa Matassar. I don't know what the news is on that one, because he wasn't included in Ange's list of injuries that are out for at least a month. And then after the Man City, we get Romero again. So we start looking a little bit what we usually look like, which is kind of cool. Oh, we got some comments that like only one popped up in my thing. So, oh well, here we go. Mick Dundee, evening, Paul. How you go? Oh, hey, knocked my microphone away. Hey, how you go? Yeah. How you going, man? One Australian to another. My nationality's all over the place. I don't know why that's not coming up in there. Hang on. Let me refresh. I'll refresh that. So I'm going to have to read a couple out here and hopefully it will magically sync up. Futility 1912, okay, the comment's coming up now, so that's cool. Futility 1912, it came out with the best puns I've seen in a long time. When I was talking about I went down a YouTube rabbit hole and I watched this video about, I mean, it's pretty amazing, about these frogs in Alaska. They're called wood frogs. And during the winter, they don't sort of hibernate, they just sit there and freeze solid. Like their blood, they turn something into glycerol. It's like antifreeze. They make their own antifreeze. So they're like that for 5 months. And then after 5 months, they start thawing out. And then they just hop off. They hop off. And Futility said, like, Ange is cool. What was it? Ange Frosty Froglu. And it's like, oh, it made me wince so much, man. Hi, Paul. I thought this might come up. Here we go. I don't want to dwell on it too much. But oh well. Hi, Paul. What Savard did to you on his channel was disgusting. There's a Spurs YouTube boys club that I can't stand, which is why I only watch yourself and Jacob. Don't change, my friend. I mean, it was just one of those things. It was largely pointless in the end, really, wasn't it? Started saying, lazy things like, I must be defending Ange because it's this Australian pack mentality. It's quite weird. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I went on and we had a little chat. So, if you want to go and see it, pop over to Football Heritage TV, give him a like and a subscribe. And if you want to get more of the context, scroll to where you see my first comment. You know what my symbol's like. It's the one up in the corner. See what that one's like, and then we'll see what happened from there. But it started because I was really having a sort of discussion with Perchy because he was sort of doing his usual. There's, there's like rules and regulations of when you can laugh at other fans. Like, I might have got this a little bit wrong, but it's kind of like if we say we're really good and then we turn out not to be good, then we can't laugh at other fans. And I just think, well, I can laugh at anyone I want, any fans. That's football. I remember years ago. So this is me, Premier League Tottenham Hotspur supporter, having a bit of banter with a Wealdstone FC fan. The disparity is huge, but it was still fun, And like when I was at sixth form in Harrow, I think it was 1989, Arsenal won the league. I was the only Spurs fan there, and I had to eat it for a year. But you give it back. I had no grounds on which to give it back. It wasn't like bullying or anything like that. It was all cool. It's just football chit-chat and, giving each other a bit of muck and all that. It's quite fun. But that's what, to me, football's about. You stand your ground a little bit. But anyway, it all went south pretty quickly. But that's the way it goes, eh? When someone invites you on the channel and their opening line is, why have you been such an arse? Kind of sets the tone for the rest, doesn't it? So, okay. It's not going to be that civil, is it? There you go. Craig, Glenn Hoddle. Man, I forgot. I've updated the credit on on one thing, but not the other. Martin, hi Paul. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing all right. Craig the Gecko Man, propping up the table on the tipping competition, which I can't brag too much about because I'm third from bottom. Big up, Ibby. Big up, Craig. Mick Dundee, are we back over there yet? No. Spurs couldn't actually fill the positions on the bench. They only had 7, not 8. I know, it's incredible, wasn't it? I'm feeling better about. I was gutted about the Wolves game last week. I kind of wasn't that gutted about because we were just, we weren't that good. And we lost. It's like, but the Aston Villa game kind of hurt a little bit because I thought we played really well. and we didn't get the result. So it's no sort of fault of Ange or the team or anything like that. It's just sometimes it just doesn't go your way in football, which makes it such a good, interesting sport. You know, the ups and downs, the highs and lows. It's just the way it is. But when you consider how many people we've had out, it's like to do what we did. We're playing a defence with 3 fullbacks. Hang on, is it 3 or 4? There we have. We had Destiny, and then we had Emerson, fullback. Davies. Well, he's a bit of a fullback, isn't he? He's sort of, I don't know what he is really. He can't jump very high. But yeah, we did all right. And as I'm saying, as players start coming back, it's like, what Ange said, we're going to be a pretty good football team when our players come back. So they start dribbling back soon. It's going to be an interesting patch, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. People that were at the game seem to be pretty happy. So, can't complain about that. So, yeah. Okay, I'm back over here now. I can do this, can I? There we go. We're up and running, folks. Here we go. There's a few. There's way more than I expected. I was expecting like 2 people to be in, man, because of the time of day. But, we'll keep going for a bit, see how long we can, like, ring it out for. Sorry, hang on. Glenn Oddle says, Ange can't stand VAR, much like most of us. It's funny, like, if no one wants, I don't know, has there been a poll done or something like that where, what percentage of people want VAR? Because I'm assuming that most people don't want it, but I might be wrong on that. But if it's like a huge majority of people that don't want it, I asked the question, well, why is it there? Why does it exist? And I've got some theories on why it is. But none of them are satisfactory, I don't think. Or, valid or, moral, if you know. I just wolfed down a quart pound and nearly knocked off of my mic stand. Just checking my mic level's good. Glenn Hoddle, g'day, man. Super Chats memberships are available. Glenn's a member of the Hotspur Hippie commune, which has allowed me to set up what I got now. So thanks, Glenn. Don't know what I'm going to buy next. I don't know. What do I need? I'm kind of done, so I'm just going to use the money for fun and take guilt-free days off the Uber. Sarr should be back for City. Is that right? Is that like I'm not gonna fact check you. I'm not gonna fact check you. If Glenn Oddle says it, it's probably true, isn't it? Well, that's good news, isn't it? So if we got Sarr and Basuma back, I thought Emerson Royale did a not more than serviceable job at centre half. He was good. He was decent, I thought. Didn't cock it up. I think Davies was more at fault for the 2 goals. But, defenders make mistakes. Look, I do want him, upgraded, but I don't know. Yeah, I might skip your comment there, Nick. I don't want to keep ringing it out or anything like that. If you want to see what's what, as I say, you can go to Football Heritage and have a look at it. I kind of said what I had to say in that, really. Nothing more to add. And that's the only time I'm going to do it. That's it. Done. Gave it a go. Pointless. But, that's life, eh? Glenn, breaking news. Thanks, Glenn. Here we go. Breaking news. Spurs are feeding Romero raw meat. So he has the taste of blood in readiness for revenge on Matty Cash. Yeah, they're pumping him up between now and March the 10th or 24th. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to get him used to all the red meat, and then say around about, I don't know, maybe, the 3rd week in February, something like that, they'll cut off his red meat supply. So, by the time he gets to Aston Villa, he's going to be raring to go. I think there's every chance that can happen. I mean, look, these sorts of things, they used to happen in football. and I think they probably would still happen in football. Revenge tackles and all that. But Matt Cash has got form. It's not the first player he's injured for an extended length of time. Like Matt Doherty, there was another dude he did in as well. As I've said a few times, I like a bit of excuse me, a 2 out of 10 that, but I like physicality, but I don't like injury inducing stuff. A bit of a cut with a stud. I mean, something minor, maybe a little headbutt on the back of the head behind her. Kenny Wood did it for Nottingham Forest once, caught right on camera, it was live on TV, and he does it, it's like, what ref? But not ripping people's tendons and buggering people's ankles and stuff like that. And I think good tough men used to know how to be physical without stepping over that line. I mean, occasionally, when you're doing that, engaged in that sort of thing, I suppose you might accidentally step over the line. But generally, a lot of those players, I don't know, like Stuart Pearce, or we had Graham Roberts, Paul Miller was pretty tasty. They'd go so far, but not extra far, unless it was like to sort someone out who'd been having a go, that kind of thing, That was a long breaking news story, wasn't it? I forgot. There we go. Futility 1912. You've got good reason to support Ange because you have first, second, and third hand experiences of him winning multiple titles. Yeah, they'll all change their tune when Ange does the same at Tottenham. I don't know if they will or not, man. And I was on Jacob's stream this morning, and Box Office Alex was on it, and I quite like Alex. Because you can be disagreeing with him and it never gets personal. In fact, he cops a lot of insults and stuff sometimes I've seen, but he doesn't sort of do that himself. But I thought he had a fair old take on Ange. When Ange was coming to Tottenham and there's lots of stories around, and he was simply saying, look, I'm not gonna read up on him. I'm not gonna look at what he's done. I'm just gonna see what happens with my own eyes and make a judgment from then, which is fair enough, because in some ways that's what I've done anyway. It's only that I've seen Ange do it years and years ago, I've kind of lived that experience, like you say, futility. So I think that's a fair enough thing. But, some people get critique mixed up with just shitting on. But thanks, futility. Chris Domalanta, I think it's a new name. G'day. Hearing a lot about Hill not playing that well. Really? Not so sure. He looked as if he belonged to a passing attacking team. Yeah, I thought he had a decent game. Like the common old criticism of Hill was that, he's light physique, he gets breezed off the ball, he needs to bulk up. And that didn't seem to be... Oh, look, he got an elbow in the face, but VAR wasn't working, we find out now. I didn't see him... I might be wrong, but I can't recall him, having that problem in the Villa game. In fact, he seemed to be using his physique to his advantage, running in and out like a whippet. The only thing I thought I saw on Hill was, turning around was quite slow, but maybe he was doing that way for a purpose. Like you see Destiny or Bentancur turn on the ball and it's like, whoo! It's like, oh, I don't know how they do it. But he sort of went round the outside. But maybe the reason with it. But yeah, I thought Hill had a fine game. Look, there was a couple of crosses he did stuff into the box, which was bang on the money. He wasn't a liability in any way at all. So yeah, no, it's good for considering the guy hasn't started a game for I don't know how long, to come in and do that. Decent show. I concur, Chris. Billy Shears, the one and only Billy Shears. Wow, how about that, eh? Oh, let me just move that up a little bit. There we go. Billy Shears. After Christmas, when teams start getting tired and games start stacking up, we're going to be fresh with a strong with everyone back. Well, I hadn't thought of it like that, I suppose. Look, we will have I suppose we'll be up to full strength, hopefully in the new year. But then we got FA Cup. We got FA Cup things to happen. But I suppose for teams like I suppose the ones we're chasing, if we're in a title race, their games. Yeah, you're right. Their games are going to stack up, aren't they? I saw a bit of Sean and Henry Wright discussing about this tactic of high energy pressing, and it doesn't seem to be sustainable over 90 minutes. And I can see what they're saying, but I've also seen Ange's teams do this. Now to do it, you have to have decent substitutions, a decent bench, which, let's face it, it's a bit hit and miss at the moment. So the idea is players run until they drop, and then as they start getting knackered, you sub them off. I mean, you've got 5 substitutes these days, so, that's a lot of options you've got. But the question was raised over like a player like Brennan Johnson, who seemed to get a bit knackered. I'm thinking, well, and do you sort of ease off because we're not there yet? And I'm thinking, look, I'm no fitness coach or anything like that, but the only way you're going to get better at doing it is by doing it. And I don't just mean on the training pitch. I mean when you've got all the adrenaline and cortisol and all that stuff pumping around your system, and you're going for it. I would have thought each time you do it, you'd be like maybe 30 seconds longer, a minute longer, something like that. So if you kind of ease off, you're not training yourself to be able to do it at all. The same as like, it's a little bit of a segue into Spurs GCTV here. If we play like we did on Sunday against City and take our chances, we're on for a breathtaking game. So like, and I've heard, pundits, it's kind of been a theme for pundits, Talk Sport and all that, saying, oh, you can't play like that against Man City. And I was like, well, I mean, that's where you test it, isn't it? And we're thin on the ground. It's not, still 10 odd players unavailable. But if you're trying to build that sort of playing culture, I think you just go for it and accept that while we're training up in this system and it's still in the early days of building it, it might well end up costing you a game here and there because you're not going to be right for it. But as you keep doing it, like come next year, and if we've got a little bit of a squad boost with a bit of luck, then doing that again, you'll be closer to matching them or better. And I'm not even saying that we're going to lose doing it against Man City, like you say, Spurs GCTV. It could be a cracker of a game, couldn't it? We might. I'm not ruling us out of winning, of course. It's not impossible. Yeah, I sort of, I'm not going to put too. Yeah, thanks for your comment, George. But I'm not going to really, I don't want to dwell on it. What's done is done. It sort of isn't happening again. Pointless. Glenn Oddle. He had to take Grealish out. He tried to take Grealish out too. Wow. I mean, come on, dude. That's what you get when you have a player who isn't at the level. MCV like skip. I thought Aston Villa were really quite dirty actually, and it reminded me of a memory when I first thought Aston Villa were dirty, and I think it was when they're being managed by Graham Taylor. Because I remember it was a game at White Hart Lane. Aston Villa came down, and they still do it today, where a player goes down injured, and a team might be on the. No. So in this case, it's like, what? I'm not making sense here. So the player goes down injured, team boots it off, and then so as not to like get an advantage, the team taking the throw will just like throw it back to their keeper or something like that, and then the game goes on. It's like a sporting gesture if someone's hurt on the pitch. And it happened when Aston Villa came down. I remember it happened twice in the same game. And Spurs did the sportsmanly thing both times, kicked the ball off the pitch. Both times Aston Villa went straight on the attack. It was like... But the thing that really stuck in my craw about it was, this was back in the days where, games weren't on telly much. The following week, they played a game on the big match or something like that. I can't remember who it was against. And the same thing happened. And when it was on TV, when it was on bloody TV, Aston Villa, oh yeah, we're gentlemen. It's like, oh dear, scandalous. G'day, Ronnie. Ronald M, member of the Hotspur Hippie Economy. Thanks for your support, man. One Ronnie. Maybe the other one will show up. You never know. I don't know. Andrew Byron Loveshire from Norfolk Island. Yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said the other day, man. Like, after you saying about the Spurs fans, I had a quick look on flight websites. I was just curious, how much is a return flight? Because, it's not far from Sydney. It's not that far. Well, I don't know. And it's like $500-600 return. So, maybe someday, but not at the moment. But, the idea of going over and watching Spurs with a load of people on an island, that's tickled my fancy, It sounds kind of cool to me. So I will get round to it, man. Sounds like fun. Of all the places, like on an island in the Pacific Ocean, it's just crazy, isn't it, how far this team's got from when it started. Futility 1912. How can anyone criticise a manager that can take a second team, make them look better than either Man City or Liverpool? We played some good football, didn't we? And, Aston Villa didn't play well. And part of that was, I think, that we stopped them. The number of times we got the ball off them and made them make mistakes. And that's what I think, overall... I'm playing the football I want to see, and I think that it is good. And really, the result against Chelsea and Wolves. Right, Wolves we didn't do it. Ange wasn't happy with the performance. They obviously weren't following his instructions. Maybe I can kind of write those off a little bit. And the game last night was one of those times where I thought we really played well, and we still lost the game. So. I'm optimistic, man. Optimistic. James Paratroopers. I was right. Sunny haters coming out of hiding. I don't quite understand. I don't understand it because I think before he was announced captain, there was like questions who would be the new Spurs captain, and I didn't give it that much thought. But no one kind of sprung to mind, I guess. But then when, in that dressing room or that room and Ange made the announcement, I saw the reaction of players, I think that's a really cool move. And I think Sonny's been great. I think it might be, because he's very quiet, he's very respectful when you see him in interviews. He represents the club and the team well, which I think is important part of the captain's job. But on the pitch, he's up 'em. He is, shouting things and things like that. Maybe not as shouty as, Vicario in goal, but Vicario, part of his job is to be mouthy in goal because he runs the penalty area, And, I don't think it's a necessary requirement for a captain to be super shouty either. I might be wrong, but my memories of Steve Perryman, he wasn't that kind of captain. He more was like a leader by example. And maybe a quiet word here or there, like Graham Roberts, kick that guy or something like that. But it wasn't like all that. But, there's different styles. There's no one size fits all for what a captain should be. But he certainly seems to have the respect of the players. Like when Sarr cocked up he missed the ball. He could have kicked it in the Sonny, and Sonny was like that. And Sarr straight away was like, I'm so sorry. And that was kind of cool. I got a super chat from Futility. Thank you very much, man. 30.99. Wow, thank you very much. Buy yourself a beer. At least you have a reference to the team you love in your title. Yeah, this isn't a football channel for all football fans. It's just Tottenham Hotspur. That's it. I might have to... I can't help myself. It's just the odd little thing. But I'm sure he's mentioned it once or twice. After this stream, it's history, but I obviously know it's going to come up because it caused a little bit of a stir, I think. Futility 1912, agreed. Ange was leaving Johnson on to get some match fitness into his legs, yeah. It reminds me of a time when it's fun. Like, I used to do competitive cycling. I used to do long distance cycling, and I used to do criterion cycling. And the training for me, like, I got up to B grade. I never got, A grade. I think there was a little bit of injection action happening, but I was quite happy to get up to B grade. I wasn't ever like competitive in B grade. I never won anything. I was always lower half, but I enjoyed it. But so my training was, I used to cycle to work, and depending on what client it was, it could be anywhere from 15 to 30 kilometre ride each way, which not a huge distance, but if you you got to give it some. So by the time I get to work, I'll be absolutely, like that. And I remember one day I walked in, but you recover quick when you get fit. I'm not fit at the moment, but I remember what someone says. They sort of, and it was like they were trying to make a point. Oh, I thought you were fit, Paul. And I'm thinking, I've purposefully done this. I could take it easy, but I want to train. So I think that's a good point for utility. It could well happen. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I got confused there. James Paratrooper, I know you're not a great fan of Sonny. Oh, no, I kind of am. Yeah. No, I like Sonny. I don't like putting below any of the players. He's one of our best players, clearly. That's why I don't understand why the stick he gets, because he's one of our best players, Brilliant finisher. So, I'd say I was a fan of Sonny for sure. Not a Sonny hater. No, I like your channel. You have a team mindset, and I can respect that. Yeah, I like Sonny. Sonny's cool, man. Glenn Hoddle. The FA Third Cup round draw is this weekend. Oh, that's exciting. Man, they used to do that on... the radio and the TV with ping pong balls. I suppose they just push a button on an app or on a computer, and it just goes onto a screen now or something like that. Soulless. There's a good clip of Rod Stewart doing an FA Cup draw in Scotland, Scottish FA Cup, and he looked like perhaps. And I got this from there's this Scottish comedian called Limmy, who I find very funny, and he plays clips like that. And I think he was alluding that maybe Rod Stewart perhaps could have had a bit of hospitality in the green room before he went out and did the draw. It's not like, it's not like super sloppy or anything like that. But if you look carefully, just one or two. It's just to round the corners off. The one and only Billy Shear's going to work now. Come on, you Spurs, and big up the hippie. Thanks, man. James Paratrooper, you mentioned several times that Australia have a racist attitude towards football. That is correct. I think there is a segment of Tottenham fans that is racist towards Sonny. Sickening. That's an interesting one. I haven't heard anyone specific, but it's possible that they're. I don't know how many people because I think it's also fair to criticise a player and them not necessarily be racist, but there's a lot of subconscious racism around, or stereotypes like. What I kind of alluded to earlier, James, was because he's like well-mannered and respectful, like South Korean off the pitch. Can he get fired up for a game? And like he clearly can. But yeah, look, there's going to be some of it out there. I don't know if I've seen any of that on YouTube or anything like that, but I'm sure there's people out there like that. But I agree with that. But don't underestimate. The racism is a thing, folks. I don't want to bang on it, but it is the Hotspur Hippie channel. That's what you get here sometimes. And, you know, I can only go off my experience, you know, meeting people in day-to-day life. You know, you meet 25 white people, and at least, you know, one of them is going to saying things like, well, they should learn the language when you come here. Then you might say to yourself, well, that's only 1 in 25. That's not many. I mean, it's too many, but you might say that's not many. But the fact that they feel comfortable enough to say that just because I look like them means that there's more people out there that are being quiet, but you give them a little poke and then they'll start opening up along the same tack. So it really is out there. It really is out there, and it's one of those things that, you know, frustrates me with the world a bit, you know. James Paratrooper, if we have more losses, Ange's or fair weather friends will come for Ange. Yeah, I can see it happening already, man. I can see it happening. It started, isn't it, you know? It's like, you know, we're 13 games into a 130, 140 game project, and we've had 3 losses. Which, like, out of those 3 losses, Wolves was the concerning one for me, you know. You know, Chelsea. I mean, you could say a couple of players lost their heads, although some people would say that's not the case. But let's say, like Chelsea, a couple of players lost their heads, but then we got a couple of injuries as well. So I'm not, you know, what can the guy do? What can the guy do when you've got 12 players unavailable for a game? It's like, what? Magic something up. And that could last, you know, another couple of games. So the main thing I'm really looking for, James, is just for us to continue trying to play this way, because that's the only way you're going to get better at it. And trust it is if you keep doing it. If you choose moments when to not do it, because you're, you know, playing Man City or you're down to 9 men, you know, I'm looking at the long term here. The only way you get better at something is by practicing it. That's it. That's it. And I've done it. I've become good at things. And I've become the best at something as well. But that's another story. But I know basically, or bass guitar, you know, I wouldn't even say I'm really good at bass guitar, but the more I play it, the better I get. That's just the way people are. Everyone can do it. So if you're playing in a certain way, your kind of practice time, yeah, you got training and all that, but there's nothing like playing a match. So if you're going to sacrifice a whole game, or, you know, 20 minutes at the end of the game, you're going to elongate that time by which you can do it. And it's when you do it under those really stressful, challenging circumstances, that's when you get the biggest improvement as well. But yeah, I've seen it already, man. I've seen it. I just, you know, the old comments are coming out. I've seen people. I've seen people been a bit snidey still because Ange is Australian, you know, or, you know, people saying I'm an Ange supporter because I'm Australian. It's like, no, you don't all understand what it's like over here. For a start, he's from Melbourne and I'm from Sydney, so that would like kick that in the nuts for a start. I mean, God, dear, oh dear. Andrew Byron, I think racism isn't real. Celtic has many Asians and didn't coach Ange Yokohama and brings 2 boys into the world. Any racist is not an Ange or a Spurs fan. Look, no, racism is real. Racism is real, you know. And I'm not saying that people criticising son are racist or anything like that. I'm just saying generally racism is a thing. And I can tell you as a white person, and maybe it's because, like, I am the racist ideal for some reason. I'm the blue-eyed, blonde-haired guy that people open up to me. They assume very quickly that I'm going to be on the same page as them. And it's like, no. And it just worries me that there must be enough people out there. You know, if you had a belief that you knew only 1 in 25 people shared, you'd be pretty hesitant to open your mouth about it, I would have thought, you know? But if you're thinking maybe 1 in 5 or something like that, I'm just picking numbers out at my arse here, you know, I'm just illustrating a point, then I think that means that there's quite a bit out there. And it definitely exists in this country. It still does. I mean, you know, European immigrants, Asian immigrants, Middle East, Aboriginal people, I mean, it's rife here. Glenn Oddle. And I'm not saying that's a particularly Australian thing. You know, it's in every country. It's in England as well. I know that. It's the Hotspur Hippie channel. It's not the Hotspur Tommy Robinson channel. There you go. Glenn Oddle. Rod Stewart was half... Oh, right. Okay, man. Okay. So you've seen the clip of Rod Stewart doing the draw. Rod Stewart was half pissed. It was brilliant. Yeah. Limmy does it really well. I really enjoy watching Limmy. He's a really funny guy. And he's like... Because he really overanalyzes clips. And it's a real slow pace as well. It's kind of my groove, you know. He takes his time. And like to slow it down. And I think it's when... Like Rod Stewart, he sort of blinks, but it's a real slow blink, you know. And it's like maybe in the green room. I think Limmy said maybe a tipple. Glenn Oddle, yeah, people are crying out for a project, and now we have it. They don't get it. Yeah, you know, and like this was, you know, at the end of the old Sava Football Heritage thing yesterday. This comment came up on the screen. And I went like that, thumbs up, and pointed at it. And really the bit I was focusing on was there was a bit that said similar-ish to what you're saying, Glenn. And Sarah just went off. And he was focusing on the first bit. And I just thought, I can't be bothered. You know, whatever. You know, he'd already thrown out the insults and all that, you know. So I was like, I can't be asked. It's your channel, you say what you want, man. I don't care. Futility 1912. I watched every Celtic game while Ange was manager. Yeah, me too. Not every, but I watched most of them, man. I watched a lot of them. And he turned average players into monsters. Cameron Carter-Vickers. Even with the team we played on the weekend, given enough time with the system, they will win games. It's an interesting point. There is a definite improvement there, isn't there? You know, they were given a chance in that Carabao Cup against some of them, and they didn't deliver, and that wasn't Ange's fault. But they're getting there. Whether they're going to reach that ceiling of excellence that Ange wants, who knows? Who knows, man? But you're right, because he's a proper coach. He's a proper coach, and one of his big things about what players he wants in his team is, are they coachable? You know. To me, that implies you don't have to be brilliant, but you have to be able to learn. Right? And a good coach will take someone, and they won't ask them to do something they can't do that's beyond their scope. You know, they'll slowly increase their skill levels, and different people progress at different stages. But that requires coaching, and that's what Ange and the team he's assembled is doing. And I think it's great, and you're seeing it. Don't know every two words today, man. Don't know. Anyway, g'day, Paul Barney, riding I think third in the competition. G'day, Paul. I've just been watching Celtic games from last year. Jota looks good. Yeah, Jota's a funny one. Jota, I mean, I'm not saying he's good or something. There's something like he's a good winger, and he scored goals, and he did good service for Kyogo. There's just something that I don't. Maybe it's something dumb like his haircut or something like that. It might be something totally irrational. But if we bought him, then I mean, Ange wants him. So you know what? I mean, what do I know? It might be me being stupid and just his hair. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. Andrew, well said, Paul. Football has always managed to bring players together from every part of the world in teams like Spurs. Only very few fans disagree. And we should shun and ban them. Yeah, I mean, when I used to go to matches in the 80s, dude. I mean, one thing I was quite pleased with Tottenham, and maybe it's because it's known as a Jewish club or something like that. It was a pretty multicultural club, and in fairness, even though I hate the scum, Arsenal, their fans were kind of that as well, and so the sort of there were horrible racist chants when black players were playing. I mean, it was. Banana skins and monkey sounds and all that. And I'm not saying it didn't exist at Tottenham because there's always people everywhere, but it was, real small. Like if you hear Chelsea fans or West Ham fans or Millwall, it's like loads of them. But it's horrible. It's bloody horrible. James Paratroop, this is the true value of Sonny. I watched the game against Villa on my entertainment setup. Ooh, on a set-piece corner kick, Villa. When I see Villa, I keep on stopping myself from saying Villa. Player was screaming, Sonny, 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 reminding each other to mark Sonny. Is that right? So they were a bit scared of him, were they? There was one bit where, I think it was Sonny, where the Villa player basically had his arms around him. Like, it was like that. And there was another one where I think it was a Villa corner, and you could see someone was like backing up into Vicario. It's like, what are you guys on about? You know, they were a filthy team, I reckon. Barney, Jota would be loan and can't be worse than Hill. So you don't reckon Hill had I thought Hill had an all right game, but you know, you got a different set of eyes, saw something different. You know. You know, it relates to this. I mean, maybe Jota is kind of a similar level to Jill or Hill, you know, something like that. But I thought Hill had a okay game. For Villa, it's just burnt in my brain, that Ricky Villa goal. It's like Aston Villa, I'm cool. But when the word Villa, which I don't see too much, it's just you lot are doing it tonight. 4 Villa players were marked. 4 Villa players marked, 1 player Son Heung-min. 4 of them were on him. What? But the haters don't see that. They're blind to Sonny's value and brilliance. I suppose the criticism was he scored 3 offside goals. That's what happens sometimes in football. I don't know if Villa were really good at the offside trap. I can't remember, but I don't know. It just happens, doesn't it? Yeah, next game he'll sidestep 2 players and bang one in the top right-hand corner. I mean, you know, I wouldn't write him off or anything. Let's see if there's any comments in this other thing here. I might have caught up. Yeah, I have. I'll give it a couple of seconds. There's quite a few. There's way more viewers than I thought. So, you know, thanks for popping in, folks. That's pretty cool. Unexpected. I thought it'd just be one of those things. I just feel like doing a stream. Because I like playing with my toys now. I've been doing a bit of driving today, and sometimes a bit flat, but I feel all right tonight. But this is a good way to sort of cure that. I've been driving, so I'm like all pumped, but I'm tired. But I'm pumped. And it's kind of, it's like, you know, chill time. So something fun. Oh, here we go. I'll tell you what now, futility. This is a huge black hole in my pop culture, man, because it was Blake 7 was on at the time. I was the right age for it, but I never watched it. I'll just say goodbye to Chris Domalanta. Thanks for popping in. Peace and love. Come on, you Spurs, to you. Blake 7. It never, for some reason, I was a big Doctor Who fan, and you think maybe the two go. Look, the only thing about Blake 7 I really know is when they told you how to make some sort of Blake 7 bracelet thing with buttons on it, and it was made out of a bleach bottle. I think it was made out of a bleach bottle. Was it made out of a domestos bottle? Maybe it was a squash bottle. Well, that says something. If I got those two confused when I was a kid, that explains a lot. James Patrick, what's your feeling towards our next game? I'm hopeful. Look, if all I want to see really is the players trying to play this way, and just see how that goes. You know, if they've got the guts to do it against Man City, while we're still in this early stage, then come next year when they're more experienced at it, we've got maybe some better players. Well, we'll have better players available even if we don't buy anyone, because 12 are in the hospital. I think it's a great. It could be a really fun game. Might win, might lose, might draw. Who knows, man? Who knows? Anything's possible. Proud to be a Geordie. The debate with Savile was an interesting one. Would be interesting if you did it again at the end of the season. See if either of you or his opinions have changed by them. Nah, I'm not interested in that in one bit. I think we sort of said all we had to say, really. I've said all I've got to say because it's pointless. It's pointless. Mark N, how are you, my good man? Just finished work. As you finished? Villa are good at the offside trap. Yeah, well, I don't know how good they were. Maybe that's what caught Son out. Could be no. I don't think it's a big deal. Hey, Welsh gal, come on, you Spurs. Member of Hotspur Hippie, come on, you super chats. Memberships are available, and the memberships and super chats. Spurs GCTV allowed me to do this setup. I did it all cheap. It's all second hand. But I tell you what, man. If you want gizmos and things like that, second hand all day. Yeah, because like the lighting and green screen thing, which I got for really almost nothing, which is where maybe 200 or 300 new. I got it for like 60 or something like that. The guy had only used it once, bought on a whim, used it once, never used it again. So. Yasarian, hello, man. Hello. What time do you call this, mate? What time do you call this? Have I finished my Coke? Oh, no, but I have got a backup glass of water. Afternoon, Paul and Hippies. Better late than never. Very true. Andrew Byron Loveshire. The one more confirmed genius that Ange is recruitment. Absolutely. Whew. Spurs will make a squad team by Feb that is almost undefeatable. You can see Ange is quite positive about that. If you think about it, like our first 11 is... our first 11 was playing the best football in the Premier League. And now we've got a couple of these second team players playing it with a couple of upgrades here and there. You're saying by February? Well, why not, eh? Why not? I'm not going to burst your bubble. It could happen. I can't say it's impossible, and I'd love it to happen. James Paratrooper, is that a UK show? Never heard of Blake Seven. Yeah, it's like a real low budget, lots of really crap blue screen because they used to use blue screen thing back in science fiction. I don't know too much about it because I didn't really watch it, but it's a bit. I suppose it would be a cult classic now, but. If you're familiar with old schooly Doctor Who from England, then like Blake Seven was done on a third of the budget of that. Faz Radfar, big up Paul, and show you why I decided to appear on the channel. Well, he started insulting me and saying, going a bit overboard, and then say, "Come on, say it to my face," and I thought, yeah, all right then. So it happened. Called it out, said what many wanted to say, but not allowed. Oh, well, did what I did. I expressed myself, and so did he. So there you go. Faz Radfar, 3-1 Spurs, big up, I mean. Oh, right, did you... Oh, bug up. Bug up? What? I'm even subconsciously correcting typos now. I don't even notice them. Oh, now here we go, man. Spurs GCTV, some great science fiction shows back in the day. Space 1999, I used to love that. I was very young when it was on. I remember seeing it on Saturday mornings. I remember there was that bloke, he went on to be in Whoops Apocalypse. And then there was the woman that was out of Mission Impossible. Could she turn into an eagle or something? But the eagle thing, I had one of those. It was like proper... cast iron goodness, and you press the button and like the middle bit. Was it the Eagle 9 or the Eagle? Maybe it was just the Eagle. It was like, I'm doing this because obviously I've never held one in my hand since I was like 3 foot tall. So I suppose it was only actually that big, but it's like chunky. Oh, at the moment, reality is treating me very well. The here and now is going quite lovely, man. Thank you very much. How do I become a member, Paul? I think is there a join button? I think there's a... I don't know if you're doing this on... Like, if you're watching this on your TV, I'm not sure, or on an Apple TV, I don't know if you can or not. But if you like... I mean, this is help desk. I'm real giving you here, isn't it? If you like move around a bit, if you see a join button, then that's it. In fact, hang on, I think I could do it by a link, because I remember when I started the channel, you could put the link in by default, but I got rid of it because I don't want to sort of pester people about it. I'm quite happy growing at a moderate rate, or if this is as high as it goes, because this is enough. This is enough for me to have fun, and a little bit of cash for just mucking around and chatting Spurs or any other silly stuff with people. So, if this is what it is, this is what it is. Let me find it. I bet by the time I do this, some clever person has already sorted this out. But I am going to persevere for a little amount of time, and then I'll probably just give up and say, "Oh, don't worry about it." Earn. Maybe if I click earn memberships, surely there'd be something here, wouldn't there? Links to share. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Here we go. Now. All right, here we go. Oh, if you're on your phone, look, I'll put this link anyway because I found it. Maybe someone else will want it. If you're on your phone, let me. I don't know if it'll do it if I go to my own channel, will it? I won't get the become a member button, will I? No, of course not. Let's pick a channel. I'm not a member. It must be an Arsenal. AFTV. Do they have memberships? Oh no, I've hit the subscribe button. Unsubscribe. No, I've subscribed to AFTV. I need a flamethrower now. Oh no, on the ball. Old Ben and Sim's second channel. God, I'm labouring this, aren't I? I can't find it. I thought there was a great big... oh no, if you go on a video... yeah, no, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. But thanks for the thought, eh? Oh, dear me. I'm not very materialistic. I just can't be arsed finding it. I might have another look. You know what? I'll have a look sometime and then maybe show people or whatever. Look, this is bugging me because I know there's Irish Hotspur, because I know I'm not a paid up member of them at the moment, but they very kindly let me on their stuff and all that sometimes, Irish Hotspur. I'm sure I've seen there's a bloody join. There you go. Right, so hang on, here we go. So if you go onto like a channel and you'll see there's a join button there, and you hit the join button and then you do it. There you go. But then, your phone might be different, eh? Because it's all technology, man. Technology. It's just, it used to be all right. Now it's just like a drag, man. Mark, and I think we're in the same place as Celtic when they lost a few, but the football is there. Just goals needed now. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Well, I mean, we have... Ange's had to kind of do it twice, if you know what I mean. He's had to do it with their first 11. Okay, then they got it pretty quickly. But then the second 11, I suppose maybe they're not as good or they don't get as much time or whatever. So they've had to catch up as well. Like I say, I'm sure... I might be wrong, but it just makes sense to me that the time where you really learn your trade and learn your skill at this, training is one thing, but there's nothing like doing it in the heat of anger when the pressure's on. And that's why I've been so impressed with the players. Most of them have at least tried to do it. Whether it's come off all the time or not, no, but there's been definitely spells in each game where it's looked really, really good. I'm happy the way it's going. I don't know this reference, I'm your Huckleberry. I don't know that one. Got to go, Glenn. See you, man. Thanks for your support. Got to go, Paul. I'll see you at the commune members at the next one. Peace and love, man. Peace and love. Oh. Yes, man. I mean, I was too young to catch it in full flush, but that was one of those programs that was repeated all the time. It was on Channel 4, I think, a lot. But, oh, yeah, very, very, very good choice. Very good choice. The old teenage crushes. Debbie Harry was mine. Andrew Bryan Loveshire. Lols at the old TV like Blake 7. I suggested an earlier TV show that was for sure were Spurs fans, the Addams Family. Speaking of Channel 4 in England, that was a channel that started in 82 or something like that, and they used to show all these programmes, and I'd never seen something like the Addams Family or the Munsters before. Yeah, it was fun. Oh, here we go, Lost in Space and Land of the Giants. I think they're both Irwin Allen productions. But why they just didn't boot Dr. Zachary Smith into exile or something? They just let him, have dinner with them, hang around, and every week he's trying to kill them. And it's his fault the whole mission buggered up in the first place. Eat your own food over there. Go away. You're a pain, but it's fun. It was a fun programme. Yeah, it was sad when old Diana Rigg passed away. A film I like her in is Theatre of Blood, which has got the most ridiculous twist. Well, there's two twists, I guess. No, there's really one twist, because one reveal is done early on about one of the henchmen and who it really is. But as soon as you see this henchman, you think, that's... So when the reveal happens, it's like, yeah... But, oh well. Funny old film. Vincent Price, Theatre of Blood. Sonor. Hello, Paul. Always love your positivity towards our beloved Spurs. Look, don't get me wrong. If we're really bad and, things are not going right, and, I'm not always this positive, but I'm just happy with the way things are going. That's all. Last year I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. It was mainly because it was a drag watching the games, I think. I think for me, just entertainment out of football, the drama, the emotion, seeing a story unfold in front of your eyes, life. It's fun. But when it's I just feel like I'm wasting my time. So I'm not always positive. I'm happy at the moment. It's great. I'm on iPhone. I say you're on iPhone. Well then, what I've showed you is probably, I don't know. I've no idea, man. Thanks for the thought. Don't stress about it, man. Okay, hang on. Regarding the game with I almost say Villa again. Villa, Lo Celso was an absolute standout. Yeah. I think I've watched that awesome goal so many times, and he seemed pretty happy with it as well. I don't care if it's a deflection. Don't care. It counts because the player knew to be in that position to block any potential shot from Lo Celso. So it's a valid goal. It's not like lucky or anything like that. It's like an own goal. An own goal is because you're putting a team under pressure. We've made other teams score an own goal, but an own goal we scored Romero against Arsenal. I think he sort of stuck his leg out and it kind of bounced off his knee into the goal. And the reason he had to do something was because I think there was two Arsenal players that were on the end of that ball. So you can't just let the ball go. You got to he was under pressure. Arsenal put him in a pressure position. So, it was, valid goal. Fans Radfar, 3-1 Spurs. I'll not be surprised if Ange starts one of Dorrington or Donnelly against City. I've got a sneaking suspicion maybe Donnelly. Could be. I wonder if one of the reasons Ange is holding off a bit is because so many of our first team are out. And it's I love blooding youngsters in, but a good way to do it is when you've got the experienced first teamers around them. Or maybe, he's just See what, like last week, Dyer got one go. Off you go, son. I'll put a right back in instead of you. Did Davies do enough to keep a spot? All things being equal, and maybe without the enormity of the Man City game or the position we're in, I'd say he didn't, because the free kick, could he have done better? I don't know, maybe. But the second goal, yeah, I think he kind of got stuck a bit in no man's land and was expecting Emerson to bail it out. So there was a misunderstanding there. So whether that counts as enough, the difference between that, Eric Dyer just went to sleep and just hid from the game, hospital passes. It was just Eric Dyer, basically. So, Ben Davies wasn't as bad as that. Ben Davies was kicking the ball up. He was passing the ball up and running up with it. He wasn't doing sideways, backwards much. Whether that's enough or not, I don't know. Oh, there's the link if you want to join. There's no point in putting it on the screen. No, there you go. I've no idea how I've been going. Oh, well, why doesn't this? There's this little dashboard thing here, and you think maybe telling me how long I've been doing it. Oh, I can see something here. 1 hour and 12 minutes. Oh, wow, folks. Voice getting a bit croaky. That's way, way longer than I thought. Oh, my God, there's loads more comments. Oh, bloody hell, here we go. Sorry, folks. I better keep going. Nate Pierre, yeah, it was AFTV. It was AFTV. You're going to have to burn your phone now. That's it. It's been tainted, isn't it? It's like, You know what? I've got a few more comments here, so I'm just going to grab a quick glass of water. Back in a second. There's quite a few of you in. There we go. Yeah, burn my phone. Burn my phone, man. On the good side though, that will give them, when they're watching it, if they're really keyed into their analytics, they'll see something go +1 then -1. So that's all right. Maybe that's got a silver lining. Adam's family chart just for Paul, yeah. Well, I suppose I'm like a thin Uncle Fester. I used to have my head all shaved and no beard and stuff. It was we had a few lockdowns in Australia. It was like beginning of the second one. I was just curious. I thought, I've been shaving my head to fit in with society since I was maybe about 30. Or was it younger? No, that seemed old. I think it was I was in my 20s. So 20 years time, I just thought, bugger it. I'll just see what there, and yeah, I'm all right with it. I quite like it, because you know what? It feels nice to have a little bit of hair in your head when you haven't got any. When people do this, they're not trying to fool you. They're not trying to say, "Oh, look at me, I'm not bald." It's just that it feels nice. It's like even just doing that. It feels kind of cool. Proud to be a Geordie. If you press the $sign. Oh, you see, it's always different, isn't it? It's always different on everything. But thanks, Geordie. Oh, whoa! Here we go. Mission accomplished. Welcome to the Hotspur Hippie Commune Futility 1912. Thank you very much. And what's that? Maybe that's. I hope I didn't hit the bell icon on AFTV. No, I unsubscribe. Thanks, man. Thanks. Welcome to the commune. Your benefits are my best wishes. I don't sort of paywall stuff, but no, now and then I'll do a little post for memberships and things like that. But don't bank on it, man. Don't. I'm unreliable, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. AFC TV. I'm not sure if I've even seen AFC TV. Look, now my phone's tainted. Because I don't watch... The only time I watch other fan channels is now and then I'll watch those compilations of, their reactions to scores, especially when Arsenal lose or Man United lose or something like that. I find those quite amusing. I'm such a bad person. AFC TV. Oh, it's just AFTV. It's the same thing, is it? Yeah. Look, that's what it looks like. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, that James Paratrooper, even Davis, it's like the message is getting, finally, it took a while though, didn't it? It took a while. And I reckon the other thing you'll see more of our players is that I notice in a lot of games, especially when maybe teams are under the pump, they'll keep looking over to the coach. Like, what do I do? What do I do? And you won't get that. Andrew's very keen on all the way he puts it is giving his team the tools to just they're the ones that decide how to play the game. Dragon Tea's nuts. I'm immature. These little things make me giggle. Big G'days and well played for not taking Ish on that stream yesterday. Taking Ish on that stream. I'm not sure what that means, but y'all, thanks. Maybe that's like post 2000 talk or something. I'm not hip with the kids or anything like that. But thank you. Love the Adams Family, says James. I preferred the Munsters, man. It was more goofy. I mean, they're both good though, weren't they? It's like I'm not. Andrew Byron, Loveshire, they're sneaky and they're kooky. Oh man, this is what happens when I don't. Even when I was on We Are Tottenham TV the other night, and when after David left, there was still there was between 600 and 700 viewers, so the comments were just going. So I was just like going that one, and just hoping that someone hadn't like really dropped me in it or anything like that. No, I mean, no one does usually, but I don't read ahead, and maybe because you lot are all cool in here at the moment. There's always room for a nutter though, isn't there? And I don't mean like a difference of opinion. I mean a real like bad nutter, if you know what I mean. But the downside is now and then I do get a little bit caught out. Sneaky and a kooky, amazing flutely, brought together spooky, the Tottenham family. GC, we're well off the beaten track here now. Herman Munster, Spurs GCTV says, and Lurch man, a centre back. Oh yeah, scary defence. I don't know if they're very mobile. You're right about the height though. Maybe that's enough. You could do the Kevin Bartlett hairstyle. This requires some investigation. I'm not familiar with Kevin Bartlett. I can't spell. Kevin Bartlett. He's an Aussie rules footballer. Okay, I can see a picture of his statue. I get you. 76 years old. Who did he play for? Richmond. Did he play his old? Looks like he played his old. Wow. God, he's like Steve Perryman of Richmond. He played, 18 years? 18 years for one club. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I suppose that might have happened more in AFL. Players don't get as traded around as... it's not like Premier League football teams, is it, these days, where it's like you're in a team 6 months and you get loaned off or transferred or, stuff like that. Yeah, all right, I get what you mean. Yes, I'll take that. Kevin Bartlett, remember, Kevin Bartlett's not doing that to fool anyone. Kevin Bartlett, a comb over says confidence. That's what it says. It says, I don't care what you think of me. Obviously I know it looks a bit silly. It doesn't look like I've suddenly regrown my hair. But it feels nice. And me feeling nice is more important than you think I'm a bit daft. Alan Gilsey and Ralph Coates, Bobby Charlton, kings. James Paratrooper, Dyer is the key to winning, keeping him off the pitch. Yeah, I think that made a big difference. He just disrupts. Ish is shite. Okay. Oh, right, okay. What was it? Not talking. Oh, okay, yeah, well, I don't know. He's one to throw loads of insults and get personal at people. When he gets a little bit back, he he plays the victim a bit, you know, oh, abuse and all that. It's like, well, don't do it then. Whereas, you know, it's not like I don't get any negative comments or things on my videos. It's just like, oh yeah, I just don't reply to comments. All I know is I hit the love heart and the thumbs up. They disappear. I don't have to worry about it. That's it. Gone from my view. You know, but like I say, I do read the comments. I think they you know, like 99.9% are cool, and some are really funny. And as I'm driving around, it gives me something. It gives me a chuckle, and sometimes it might plant a seed for something. So you know, but I'm just not going to reply. Sounds like you're fine. Good. Oh yeah, fine. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever. You know. I won't be doing it again because it's not my thing really. It's just, you know, I just got a bit, you know. I mean, it started over, what was it? I don't exactly know when it was. A couple of streams, you know, a couple of weeks ago. And, oh no, it started when, you know, I saw one of his videos and he said, I was the first person to support Ange. And then he started slagging Ange off. And I thought, well, you're not the first. And you know you're not the first. So you're only saying that to give yourself a bit of credibility to be impartial. And he was on a Tottenham away stream, and I was writing, are you going to say you're the first one to support Ange again? And it's one of those ones where I didn't know if they skipped over my comments, so I did it again, and maybe I did it a third time, and then he saw it, and then he started saying stuff. It's like, oh, here we go. And then last night, it was like Perchie saying, you can't laugh at other fans under these... I can't laugh at who I want. And I said, why do you care what other fans think? And they shouldn't care what we think. You know, that's the way it works. That's the thing. It's great. It's fun. And then he went a bit personal. He went a bit personal, as he does, a lot. You know, you disagree with him, he gets personal. It happens a lot on his channel. It's happened to me on, you know, when I disagree with him about Ramiro. And he starts saying things like, you're a child and immature. And it's like, what? Get out of here, man. So I went on, had a bit of fun, had a bit of sport, and sort of left. Don't feel like doing it again. And I really, you know, I'm not going to really talk about it. Obviously, it's going to come up in this stream because some of you would have seen it or whatever. But I'm not really going to go on about it anymore, you know. Can't be bothered. I just won't, you know, I don't have to, I'll just choose not to watch him, that's all. That's what I'm going to do. Let me, did you mention, yeah, you're fucking hell. I gave him a go when I followed down to Spurs and it quickly identified, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to start slinging to, I get what you're saying, Lemmy, but I'm just not, you know, I'm kind of letting it go, man. But, you know, so, you know. Dragging these nuts, Brian Dool, Carlton AFL was probably a better example. All right. This is good. I'm getting a crash course in Australian comb overs because I suppose I'm not that familiar with it because it probably went out. I got here in '95. It might have already gone out of fashion, perhaps. Who is it? Brian Dool. Oh, can't quite see the comb over on it, but maybe that's because he's in. He's a tasty looking character, isn't he? Far out, man. God, oh my lord, he's built, isn't he? Hang on, I'll just show you. I've clicked the wrong thing, haven't I? Give you a bit of Australian culture here. I'm learning something, that's always good. Open image in new tab. Is it going to be a big picture or is it going to be a small picture? It's big enough. There we go. Have a look at this dude. He hasn't got comb over in this one, but look at that. Australian athlete. That's what we're talking about. How about that, hey? Look at him. He's like, you can tell he's a tough character. Oh, man. I wouldn't like to come up against him on any sort of pitch. I wouldn't play table tennis with him. Uh, Futility 1912, a new member of the Hotspur Hippie community. Thank you for do we have any updates on Bentancur? I had a search just before I came on, man, and no. It's quite funny on Jacob's stream this morning. He found a tweet that said, yeah, he's fit and he's playing for the weekend. And the reason he was showing the tweet was because it was done by someone who's got 400 followers or something like that. But because it was about Bentancur, and we're all like you're asking, I searched for it. Everyone wants to know, is he all right? How is he? So a guy with 500 followers, this thing went nuts. It's got 35,000 likes and stuff like that. And everyone underneath is saying, bullshit. Who's this guy? It doesn't matter what the pundits say. Ange carries on regardless. Yeah, that's it, man. He's immune to it. He's immune. He's been through it. Oh my god, so many times. Like you remember, I can't. You're not Australian, are you? Well, when he was manager of when he was manager of the youth team, and when he was manager of the national team, there was a lot of people on his case. A lot of people, and he just this is what we're doing. That's it. That was his nickname, Absolute Bore, the Flying Doormat. The Flying Doormat. Why the Flying Doormat? I'm trying to... this is going to be something obvious, isn't it? I just can't figure it out, man. The Flying Doormat. Nah, I don't follow. It was just a weird nickname, eh? Bruce Dool. I'm no AFL fan for Gary Ablett. Yeah, I remember that character. Yossarian. Major Yossarian. Faz Radfar 3 on Spurs. Here we go. All right, maybe. Hang on. Oh, well, yeah. He simply doesn't want anyone to disagree with him. Becomes rude and disrespectful. Last season, he rated Cucurella as top player when Chelsea signed him and ridiculed me when I said he was average. Yeah, I know. It's like... I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just football, isn't it? Who was it? Someone earlier in the chat said that, implied maybe that Hill didn't have a good game or Hill wasn't any good or whatever. It's like, okay. I mean, that's all right, isn't it? I thought he did all right. You didn't. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't know. It's like manufactured drama or something. I don't know. I don't. That's why I like going on Irish Hotspur. Because Irish Hotspur, I don't agree with Dave about everything, but he'll say what he thinks. I'll say what I think. And then at most maybe he'll say something else, and then it's the next thing to talk about. It's and that's it. I talked to David a bit on the phone. He's a cool guy, I don't necessarily like having to agree with people. It's just okay, I understand, where you're coming from, why you're thinking that, that's cool. And once I get that, then I might think, oh yeah, that's a point, and change my mind, new information. Or I might think, no, that's cool, I don't agree. Or you think that, and I think that, and it's it's all right. It's all right, man. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I just read ahead. Absolute Bore. Not sure, but that was his name back in the 70s. A great comb over in the Aussie rules was Kevin Bartlett. Yeah, I look at Kevin Bartlett, man. Yeah, he looked like a man that could carry a comb over. Oh, it's just captain. It's just captain. Well, I mean, you've been going a while, haven't you? Aren't you due for a step up? But yeah, we'll keep it as is my camera jerking? So I'll just I'm not sure if it is or not, but if I just do this, there, that's a restart. Oh, and I can see the sun setting. The sun setting, so the green. I've got to change the green screen settings. Look, there's a bit of green stuff here because when the light will change, because sun, clouds, and whatever. Oh, look, there's a bit behind me there as well. Look, I better not look at it because I'll be very tempted to fix it because I know it won't take long to fix. But, We'll be all right. We'll be all right, won't we? Oh, what have I done? I'm just clicking around here. Oh, Thaddeus. I always thought his long hair flying in the wind, and as he ran, he looked like a flying doormat. Okay. Oh, that's quite funny. Nicknames are quite funny, aren't they? Yeah, I like Dave and Jack. They're respectful to all views, great guys. You know, I like their fan shows. They give respect to anyone coming in, whatever their opinions. You know, it's quite chill. Phil Smythe, 80s Australian basketball captain at a kilo. All right, Phil Smith with a Y. Comb Overwatch. Oh, this is oh, look at this. Here we go, man. That's a small picture. Can I zoom in? Hang on. Yeah. You know, it's just enough to feel something. Sometimes you just want to feel something when you've got this barren, dead old scalp, even just like one hair. Oh, it feels so nice. You can feel all the nerves going, ooh, I haven't felt this in a while. And if it gets all excited. There we go. Let's have a look at this dude. Is there a zoom in here? I don't know. At least, is it control? Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, here we go. Hey, Australia. That's it. He knows. He knows you can all see it. But he don't care. He don't care. Super chat. Faz Radfar31. Big up all you were first to educate us about Ange. £1.99. Thank you very much. I was one of the early ones. I think I was pretty up there, but I didn't watch everyone. So, like Irish Hotspur. I talked to him a few times about Ange early on. Before I did videos or anything like that. I think I was talking to him in February about that. And like he came on. He thought it'd be a good idea pretty early on as well. So. But thanks, man. I mean, it was I suppose in the Venn diagrams there's not many Spurs fans in Australia. There's some, and ones out of that. Then you've got people that are active in sort of YouTube and things like that. It's even less. So it's just dumb luck, mate. It's just dumb luck. It's not like genius or anything like that. It's just, well, that's what I've seen and experienced, and I can tell people that's cool. Futility 1912. Donny Bennett was carrying the comb over torch. Oh my lord, we're doing it all right. There's a couple. Where we go? Donny Bennett. All right, it's better be. This has got to be an upgrade on this guy though. If it's not as good, I'm not convinced it's better. The bar is quite high with the basketball player, I'm afraid. Basically, I can't be bothered clicking buttons and stuff. It's not a competition, man. I've made it one because I'm lazy. That's what it is, isn't it? Here we go. Backs to the wall. Hello, man. Anyone who gives a Sava is, thanks, man, or whatever. It'd be the last time, and I really don't want to kind of go on about it after this stream, but I get that people saw it, want to say something, so thanks, man. Spurs GCTV. Best Como was the guy on he's a fake. This is a fake Como. The guy on the old Panama cigar ads. Now I'm showing my age. Yeah, I remember that, and I don't think. Oh, yeah, it was when I was in England, wasn't it? So it is a while ago, eh? Yeah, all right. Barney Hill One shot at goalie, one pass into the centre, received the ball numerous times on the left. All he did was pass it back. Hill has no skill. Oh, right. So, sorry. Yeah, okay. So you were saying, you said something like, whatever it is, like you're saying Hill didn't have a good game. All he did was pass it back. Look, I don't have a photographic memory. I thought, look, my ill-informed impression is I thought he did all right, and I thought I liked quite some of the runs, but you saw what you saw. I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying he's not upgradable. Someone better would be good, but I thought did all right. But there you go. You disconcur. There we go. Dragon D's nuts. I joked when Poch was sacked that we should get Ange. Never believed it would happen. Okay, well, see, you were before me, but when okay, well, that was way before me, man. I really do. I think the serious one. I think at any time from when he was Australian soccer manager, I would have thought if Spurs, a bolt out of the blue when he resigned, Spurs hire Ange Postecoglou, I would have thought, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, all right. But that was like, it was not a thing. So, and then he went to Yokohama, but it was when I saw him doing that at Celtic. And it wasn't just that he won everything. It was the whole feeling. The style of play, the passion, his press conferences, it was the whole thing. As soon as that started, which was pretty soon after he started at Celtic, I'm thinking, oh, you know what, we could do, this would be all right, this. And then as it, as he was, it was just climbing. He thought, oh, this is the peak, and it just kept on going, this good feeling. And then we come along with, going and go. I can't. Anyway, he's going up, and meanwhile we're on the sort of the Conte slide. And like they crossed over, and I was just dying for it. It's like, get Ange Postecoglou in. But you're well ahead of me, man. Dragging these nuts. Hill's first start. He'll get better with more games. Yeah, I think so. Might do, might not. I think he might. Well, if he's a decent footballer, he should. Practice makes perfect. Futility 1912. Disagree about Hill. He looked sharp and put in a perfect cross on his left foot. I think it's what Barney's saying. It was like one part, like what Barney's saying, one shot at the goalie, one pass into the centre. So is that? And I thought he did more than that, but I don't know. James Paratrip, a Korean. I know I've got a sneeze. God, to die for the mute button there. That was a 9 out of 10 sneeze. That was. Korean culture is heavily influenced by Confucianism, based on social hierarchy, age, and seniority. I suppose a lot of societies are based around things like seniority. A lot of traditional cultures. Well, I don't know about a lot, but some traditional cultures have respect. The elders are kind of the. I don't know if decision maker is the right word, but their wisdom is sought. It makes sense, doesn't it? Like in anywhere in the world, if someone's been around for 80 years and you're 30, it's like they've got 50 years more like stuff in their head. So yeah, if they say so, he's like, okay, that might make sense. So, and if you want to get the clicks, you better start abusing anyone who disagrees with you. I'm going to have a look for that other stream you're on now. Yeah, Barney. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. That's what I've seen it. I've seen it too many times on that channel, and it's not a case of someone gives him the first shot. It's like I said, I was on this stream and we were talking about Romero or something, and there was a couple of other people there, and some people were saying Romero was good, and he obviously doesn't think that Romero is good, or didn't at that time or whatever, which is fine, And it's like, and then he starts coming out with the grow up, idiots, be mature, and it's like, dude, what are you on about? What are you on about? And you give a bit back, and he goes, I'm being abused. Well, you know, so for some people like that, aren't they? Give it but can't take it. James Paratrooper, uniquely Korean emotion, Han, the sense of lost resentment. Oh, okay. Okay. Han, the sense of lost resentment, hatred and regret for thousands of years of foreign interference. Oh, interesting. Sonny navigates all of these obstacles effortlessly. I'm after. That's, I've never heard of anything like that before. So I might look it up later if I remember. Interesting. Dragon D's nuts. Once Hill starts taking the fullback on, we'll see the real Hill. I think Barney might be thinking, chances are a fine thing. Not balanced at all. No one's balanced. No one's unbiased. It's just, it's impossible to be unbiased and have no, like prejudices. I don't mean like big prejudices, but biases. About most things, we're decision-making creatures. That's the way we are. I think the secret is to know when you're being biased. Like, I've no bones about it. I'm biased as hell on this channel. Biased as hell. Bugger it. Other fans, I don't care what they say. I'll laugh at them. They can laugh at me or Tottenham. I don't. That's the deal. It's like that's the social contract of football fandom, or it used to be. Maybe it's all bloody changed. Everyone wants to be friends now. I don't know. But you could be friends anyway. Like I said, the school we went to, loads of bloody Arsenal fans. I was the only Tottenham fan. Loads of crap going both ways. And like mine was like really unjustified because the Arsenal were league champions. But you still did it. And it wasn't like malicious or anything like that. It was just like fun. It was fun. It was mucking around. So, yeah. I'm like, Tottenham are going to win the league this year. I mean, so what? And if they don't, it doesn't look like they will. But you never know. It's like, oh, well, I'm in the mud. Crazy Tottenham fans, deluded Tottenham fans says he's going to win the league. So what? I don't know why that annoys people. That's the thing. Why does that annoy people? It don't annoy me when people say we're not going to win the league. But, what can you do, eh? What can you do? Spurs bias. That's it. It's always bias. Like, it's funny, on Jacob's stream this morning, he came up with the next 5 fixtures and he was going around, how many points is that? And I thought, well, I didn't even look at the teams. 5 times 3 is 15, isn't it? I mean, it's complete bullshit, but it's not impossible. And, I mean, I don't, for example, the tipping competition that I've got going here, which I haven't plugged yet. You can get your tips in for the next weekend, I suppose. Predict the Prem. Here we go. It's just a bit of fun, no prize money. Don't like gambling. But like we all know, we've all got a basic knowledge of football, but we'll all come out with widely different predictions. And even when you're trying to you take the, I'm a Tottenham fan out of it, and you really try and do it, it's very rare that you get it right. Otherwise, gambling companies wouldn't make any money. Because everyone's supposed to go 1-0, 1-0. Okay, and they only pay out like $1.01 or whatever. But, I mean, they go bankrupt. The fact is, no one really knows. If it was predictable, it'd be rubbish. Rubbish. All right, folks, look, I've been going a while here. I'm chuffed that there's so many people here. I can't easily get to the... is there a way? Hang on. Is there something I can click that just brings up the stuff where people gave me money? Featured. Clear the feature. What's that? Member. I don't know. I have to forget. So, hang on. David Calvino, morning, Ian Paul, morning. All right, I finished there. I think there was one super chat, wasn't there? From, oh, God, I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. There it is. Oh, no, there was a couple. There's Faz Radfar, 3-1 Spurs. Thanks for the super chat. There must be, was there another glowy thing? I thought there was. Oh, I refreshed it, didn't I? Hang on. I can go to the other one. I'll tell you what. Have I earned it? Have I really earned it? Okay, it's Faz Radfar. Futility 1912, thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for your support. I think there's another one, wasn't there? There we go. Oh, and Futility double dip because he gave me a big old super chat. Thank you very much. Size doesn't matter though, you know. And thank you very much, Futility. Right. Hey, that was all right, man. That was all right. I like doing streams where sort of something comes out of nothing. It's not that I do a tremendous amount of planning anyway. Let's be honest, but you know, it's easy to do after a game or something like that. You can talk about it, but I've got scant pearls to cast before you swine. And you've made the stream as always. Thank you, folks. So thanks for those contributions. Thanks to anyone who's clicked like and subscribe. Smash that like button and the thumbs up and the bell. And if you're watching later, I hope you've been suitably entertained for a little bit. I don't take it for granted people taking it out of their time. You know, the live streams, you know, a few hundred watch them after the fact. I think that's pretty cool because they're long and, yeah. It tickles me that people all over the world somewhere are sort of, you know, there's a few people that want to listen to this, listen to me. So thanks, everyone. That's really nice of you. So until next time, which probably might be tomorrow morning, we'll see how we go. Peace and love, man. Come on, you Spurs.